Swagatam. Today is Mangalacharam. Today is Jan 12th, 2011. So, Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vihata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bho Rama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manodame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana Om Nama Iti Shri Maheshwara Sutrani Ayan Rulruk Eong Ai Ouch Hayavarat Lan Nyamanga Nam Jabain Garadash Jaba Garadash Kapha Cha 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 Tav Kapai Shashasar Hal Iti Maheshwara Sutrani. Okay, so we are starting now the next chapter, which is really the last chapter as such before we go to compounds. So I hope we'll have some chance to practice what's called the young prakriya, frequentatives. We put the page in front of you. So this is the Ekonavimshati Tamaha Adhyaya Adya Prarabhyate. So frequentative young locative case pronouns. So this is the last derived dhatu we're going to look at, what we can call sadhita dhatu, derived dhatu. Derived means what? Where does Panini cover them? They are in this section of sanadyanta dhatavaha. Sanadyanta dhatavaha, as you already know. So when we say the Panini's term for that is sanadyanta dhatavaha, 3132. So when you have any dhatu which is not in the dhatu pasha, which has gone through some transformation to make a new dhatu, that has to be in this short section. It's really a short section. It's only from this 315, Guptij Kidja Sun, all the way up. So that is where the Sanadi starts from, Sun Adi. So Sun starts from here, and then down to, of course, the young and the, so these are all the, so the one we have seen, we saw some Namadhatavaha. I think we saw them earlier. We might see them later. And actually in the book, the Namadhatus, let me see. I don't think we have seen Namadhatus yet. So that's okay. Then there's one part we still have to cover. What's called denominatives. You take a Paratipadikam and make a dhatu out of that. I think that comes later in the book. I'm looking at the lessons going ahead. I think it comes later. Bahuvrihi compounds, Namadhatus. Okay. Should be several affixes. Anyway, regardless, today we're going to look at the young and the prakriya. Where does the young come in this section? That is 3122. This main sutram is Dhatore Kacho Haladehe Kriya Samavihare Young. Before I go ahead, always remind you, anything to do with the dhatu, you have to keep the dhatu vritti by your side at all times. That's a very fantastic reference that we have, and with all respect for the vrittikaraha, just as we have kashika vritti with ashtadhyayi, you have the dhatu vritti for the dhatus. So always keep anything you want to do with dhatus, any prakriya you want to do with dhatus, always keep the dhatu vritti by your side. So in this case, and as I think Karthik mentioned in one of the earlier classes, is that we have to go in the order of the ashtadhyayi. In the order of ashtadhyayi. So in the ashtadhyayi, he takes the first the san pratyaya, then the nish pratyaya. Let's see, because he takes the san pratyaya over here actually in 315, and then 317, etc. And then he takes namadhatavaha. Then he takes the young pratyaya, 3122. And after that, he takes the nish pratyaya, 31. He means Panini. So that is the order in which, if you look at any simple dhatu in the dhatu vritti, so keep dhatu vritti by your side and always check your answers. And again, the edition published by Ramlal Kapoor Trust is nearly error-free. It's a fantastic edition which all of you must have. Even though it is all in Sanskritam, we keep it just for your reference. This is the one edited by Vijayapala Vidyavaridhi. Okay, so let us start with that. So this first sutram is Dhato Reka Cho Haladehe Kriya Samabhihare Yang. Okay, what does this say? Is that first of all, it says, unlike the sun pratyaya, which pretty much can come after any dhatu. Didn't really say it cannot come after certain dhatus. This pratyaya now has some conditions on that. So the meaning is given kriya samabhihare. Kriya samabhihare. And we look at the Vyakhyanam in a second. But before that, there are two important conditions here. It's ekacha. The dhatu has to be ekacha. Now, most of the dhatus in dhatu patha are ekacha. There are very few dhatus in dhatu patha. The ones that are like, dhatu like jagru, like urno. So very few dhatus, are, so prayena dhatu pathe patitaha dhatavaha ekachaha eva. So that condition doesn't put you much. It has to be haladi. It has to be haladi dhatu also. Let's go to the Vyakhyanam of this. So there are two conditions. It has to be haladi, has to be ekach. The meaning is kriya samabhihare. Kriya samabhihare. What does kriya samabhihare mean? I hope all of you, using these online resources. They are very nice. So you can look at the, vritti over here. So it says that ekachayo dhatu haladi kriya samabhihare vartate tasmad. And this is paunaf punyam trushartho va kriya samabhiharaha. That's where the name frequentative or the intensive, the name comes from that. So paunaf punyam. What is paunaf punyam? Paunaf punyam is that punaf punaha. Ityasya bhavaha paunaf punyam. This is interesting. Well, let's just spend 1 minute on that before we go ahead. The reason it's interesting is that this is the pratyaya shan has been added here. It can be added as swarte shan or it can be tasya bhavaha. Tasya bhavaha. So this is not the topic for today, but since we have the word paunaf punyam, let's look at it very quickly. I mean, this is a tadhyataha form from punaf punaha. Punaf punar pratipadikam. So if you look at 51119, tadhyatas is a large section which is more than 1,000 rules. So in the small sections within that we can understand and we can make them your own, like a monopoly game, almost. Those are the ones that you want to take and keep them. So within that is a section called tasya bhavastvatalav. Tasya bhavaha means thatness. Sundarasya bhavaha saundaryam. Mudasya bhavaha maujyam. So it says, it says karpanya dosha Bhagavad Gita. A lot of places this comes, in fact, if you look at Bhagavad Gita for 1 second, not to sidetrack too much, but if you look at chapter 16, I think he starts with a list of gunasuchi. So gunasuchi says, abhayam samshuddhir jnana yuga vyavasthiti dhanam damascha swadhya arjavam. So rujoho bhavaha arjavam. So these are all, apai. So these are all these mardavam, another one, So these are tasya bhavaha. So mrudu means gentle. So mardavam means gentleness. Ruju means straightforward, straight. So arjavam means straightforwardness. Anyway, all these are what they call tasya bhavaha. Tadhitas is the good news about tadhitas is that once you know the pratyaya, once you know the prakriti, the angakaryam is, sukaram. Prayana sukaram. It's mostly straightforward. But the hard part is finding which sutram applies and, because there are more than 1,000 rules. And of course, some of the tadhitas you have to be a little bit more. It's like an art form. It's not like sandhis or like subanta prakriya or tinganta prakriya. It's not that straightforward. Anyway, regardless, that's not a topic for today. What I just want to point out is this word paunaf punyam. Is this pratyaya shan is coming here? It's 4151-124. If you look at that, now just look at that one quickly. 51124 to derive the form paunaf punyam. There's one important vartikam which we need over here. That is why I'm mentioning this gunavachanebhyaha brahmanadibhyascha karmanya vidheye shempatya bhavati. So tasya bhavaha. So now if you take the, some of them can take swarthe also, like you say, like chaturvarnyam maya srishtam Bhagavad Gita. So chaturvarnyadibhya swarthe upasang. So chatvara eva varnaha chaturvarnyam. Regardless, so if we take the avyayam, so let's inaugurate our document for today. We take the avyayam. Again, what we're doing right now is just deriving the form paunaf punyam, which we just saw. If you take the punaha means again and again. Rishyami, so punaha comes in Gita towards the end. So punah, punar if we take, and now punah, punar if we take, add the pratyaya. This is of course an avyayam, so there's no question of having any sup because avyaya the supaha. The sup is already gone. So break the pratyaya shine. And now because of that, the ending cha varga panchama, you're going to get the adi vriddhi. Taditeshu achamadehe. Taditeshu achamadehe. So first one, this sutram we can put right here. Put the number here. This one's most likely going to be I think this one. I think 51124. So put 51124. Let's start with that. 51124. And after that, let us do the prakriya now. So of course in the shan pratyaya, the it letters are the adi mudanya shakaraha, the antya nyakaraha. By shaf pratyayasya, these rules now should be like really ingrained in you. Should be very straightforward, automatic. We can call it, you can have a separate department in your brain called the it stripping department. So it sanya tasya lopaha. So this is shaf pratyayasya and of course halantyam. So 133, 136, because pratyayadi, this shakara is an it letter. So 136. We don't do this much of the time because the sutram is specifically for the mudana shakara only. So mudana shakara only specific this rule shaf pratyayasya. It's not used that much. We look at the vritti that quickly. Any sutram you want to use, check the vritti. So upadesha pratyayasya adihi shakaraha it sanyaka bhavati. So we can use 133, 136, 139, do the anubandha lopaha. So anubandha lope, I'll put in the brackets here itself. Anubandha lope, ya shabdha avashishyate. So ya. So ya anubandha lope, ya, because of 133, that's halantyam, 136, shaf pratyayasya, and then followed by tasya lopaha, 139. Now so we got sha. Now the problem is that again by doing the adi vriddhi by 72117, we get the vriddhi adesha in place of the ukara, in place of the ukaraha. So we get pau. It's because of vriddhi radej. So the au adesha. So now we are almost getting there. We got punah, then we got pun. Let me put it like this: pun, ar, and then ya. So this we used 72117. Taditeshu achamadehe. Taditeshu achamadehe. The best thing you can do, repeat every sutram 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 times. Taditeshu achamadehe. That's the one thing you want to keep in your mind, in the forefront, is the sutra patha. Taditeshu achamadehe. So what does that sutram say very quickly? If you have a pratyaya with the cha varga panchama or the ta varga panchama as an it, and it is a tadita pratyaya, in that case, the adi ach takes vriddhi. So this so far we knew everything, nothing new for us. But now one thing comes here. Now how would you do the ti lopaha? The ti lopaha atra ishyate. Ti lopa atra ishyate. So kena sutrana bhavishyati. That's the problem. If we want to remove that ar bhaga, ar of course is the ti bhaga of that the angam. Achontyadi ti. This ar has to be removed. So there is no real sutram for this, or vartikam for this, which is why I got into this in the first place. Is the sutram that we know in nastadite sutram, nastadite. So let's look at nastadite. I think it's 6.4. In the bhasya adhikara, we start from 6.4.129. Of course, when you add tadita pratyaya, then the angam will either get the padasanya by default by 1.4.17 by swadishva sarvanama sthane, athva bhasanya. यदि प्रत्यय यकारादि अथवा अजादि अस्ति चेत अंगस्य भ संज्ञा स्यात्. So immediately when you add any tadita pratyaya, which is a subset of the swadi pratyaya, immediately put the angam in one of these two categories. If you got the bhasya adhikara, you have to go to the. If you got the bha sanya, you have to come to the bhasya adhikara from 6.4.129. If you have the pada sanya, you go to padasya adhikara. Starts from I think 8.1 something 16 I think it is. Go. So this should be also automatic for us now. Is that whenever we add tadita pratyaya, immediately see padasanya atha bhasanya, accordingly come to the adhikara and do the anga karya. Okay, so we are coming to the bhasya adhikara now because we have yachibham. Our pratyaya is ya, it's a yakara pratyaya, so yachibham 1.4.18. But we have to find some sutram here to do the ti lopaha. And there is no real sutram here. This nastadite is about the closest we can get because it's tehe. So the ti bhagaha takes lopaha if you have a tadhita pratyaya falling and the angam has a bhasanya, but it is a nakarantam angam. Atra nakarantam angam atra nasti. Atra rephantam angam asti. Tarhi katham kartavyah ti lopaha. Tara asmin sutre vartikam patitam. So look at the 64114 and let me highlight that. Then we'll move on with today's lesson. So 64144 nastadite has a vartikam. This vartikam is, vartikam has, variations in the patha. The variations. So sometimes Siddhanta Kaumudi is slightly different, Kashika is slightly different. As a general rule, there is a clash between the Kashika and Siddhanta Kaumudi. Go for the Siddhanta Kaumudi. Because Siddhanta Kaumudi is many hundred years later, about 800 years later than the Kashika. It has the advantage of seeing all the developments in the meanwhile, and so that is our main text. So the Vartikam is not straight. Sometimes a lot of Patha Vedas, which makes them hard to find. Even if you know what a Vartikam might be, the wording might be different in one place, different other place. Okay, so be ready for that. Anyway, here it is saying there is avyayanam cha sayam pratikadyartham upasankhyanam. So and this in the Siddhanta Kaumudi, this Vartikam is slightly different. It is basically says if the angam has bhasanya, right, and the tadita pratyaya follows, and if there is an avyayam, then in that case, it doesn't matter, it immediately takes T lopaha. It takes T lopaha. So I think bhamatre, let's see. I think this Vartikam is slightly different in the Siddhanta Kaumudi. So you can quickly find it. Avyasya, I think it starts with avyas in the Siddhanta Kaumudi. It starts with the form avyasya. Avyasya bhamatre T lopaha. Avyasya bhamatre T lopaha. Let me give you the exact wording of that. And okay, looking at the Siddhanta Kaumudi. Okay, avyayanam bhamatre. I think T lopaha. Avyayanam bhamatre T lopaha. So if you have a avyam which has the bhasanya, in that case, it's going to take this T lopaha. So this avyayanam bhamatre T lopaha. Avyayanam bhamatre T lopaha. So okay. So anyway, regardless of Vartikam, we use this Vartikam. Now do the T lopaha. So we got the akar lopaha, and then so 54144 Vartikam. Sorry for the detour. It's interesting form. So I think by the rules that we knew already, we could get up to this point, but getting beyond this point, we could not go without the Vartikam. That's why I brought this up. So now we can do the T lopaha. And so anyway, paunah paunyam means punah punaha iti asya bhavaha. So it is this ar takes lopaha. Ar takes lopaha. Yes.
The word matre has a literary meaning or technical meaning when it is used in one.
Simply, as soon as the bhasanya is, when the bhasanya is, nothing else is required basically. So anyat kinchit na apekshate.
It is
just that much. It means just that basically.
Just that. It has no technical significance.
No, I think in this Vartikam probably not. I think the Laukika Artha will work over here.
Okay.
So simply by getting the bhasanya enough, that enough is alone to the T lopaha for if it's an avyayam. That's what it means. So 1480 we got the bhasanya and 64144 Vartikam. Okay. So let us now go on. So these two meanings should be there. Kriya samabhihare means so prakritam anusarama. Let's follow our current topic right now, which is the 3122. Okay, so what are the conditions again for 3122? It should be a ekacha dhatu, should be a haladi dhatu, and the meaning should be that the speaker wants to express should be kriya samabhihare, and the vyakyanam is paunah punyam, which we just derived. This paunah punya will be like vana pratipadikam, napunsaliga pratipadikam. So paunah punyam rusharthova kriya samabhiharaha. So punaha, there's a lot of typos here, I'm sorry, but punaha pachati papachate yajajate, etc. So now in the sun pratyaya which we looked at earlier, there was also a meaning involved there. This also is meaning, but they didn't have any conditions of dhatu being this or dhatu being that. A general rule is sarvebhya dhatubhya san vidhiyate. Because the sutram that we were using so far was this 317, which which was dhatoho karmana. I didn't say which kind of dhatu. So dhatoho atra visheshanam nasti. Dhatoho karmana samanakritaka ichhayam va. Okay. Now this young pratyaya is much less common than the sun pratyaya, which itself is less common than the nich pratyaya. That's when the Kaumudi, Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, you might take the nich pratyaya, because the Kaumudi doesn't really follow the Ashtadhyayi order as such. It follows, but it takes, by the usage, by the usefulness. So nich pratyaya might be taken first, then the sun, then nich prakriya, then the sun prakriya, and the young prakriya. In Bhagavad Gita, I think the main form I can think of in the Gita is the Leli Yase Grasamana Samantal, Lokan Samagran Vadanai Jvaladhi, Tejo Virapu Jagak Samagram, Vasastavo Graf, Patapanti Vishnu. I think in chapter 11, so tag this from Leli Yase. Next time you chant the Bhagavad Gita, when you see the form Leli Yase, this is the young pratyaya in Gita, Leli Yase. Leli Yase. So this is where you make the connection in your mind. Otherwise, you look at all these rules and then, they disappear from mind. So Leli Yase. So this is a young pratyaya in this we have. Dhatu is less, means you lick repeatedly or intensely. Means basically you lick up on all sides. Lokan samagran. This entire worlds are being licked up, by taken up, sucked up by you, so to speak. So anyway, Leli is in Gita. So this is what I'm saying. This is in Gita we saw so many forms of the sun pratyaya, right? We saw, Jidnyasa, we also Mumukshuhu, we saw, Chikir Shati, Yuyut Sava, very first sloka of Gita, Yuyut Savaha. So Bahushu Staleshu San Pratyaya Drishyate. But young pratyaya probably maybe one or two more, but this is the main one in the Gita. Okay, so it's less common. And in Dhatu Vritti, as I said, he will go in Ashtadhyayi order, Sayanacharya. So he will first mention sun, then we should then take the young. We'll look at that momentarily. Okay, so let's follow the book now. And so this condition about ekach is not a big deal. But remember that when you form any derived dhatu, then it becomes anekach. So if you take for example a dhatu and take a dhatu, for example stha might be ekach. But then once you add the pratyaya nich, some sthapayamechyuta. Once you form the dhatu sthapi, it became anekach. So as a general rule, since this says ekach, so then all the derived dhatus cannot take this young pratyaya. The general rule they cannot take because they become anekach after that. Okay, so now that's what the book says. It is exclusively limited to monosyllabic roots beginning with a consonant. So that's the 3.122, which we just saw one more time. Let's look at it one more time. So that's going to be the anchor of this lesson, this 3.122, 3.122, which is dhato rekacho haladehe kriya samabhihare yang dhato rekacho haladehe kriya samabhihare yang dhato rekacho haladehe kriya samabhihare yang. Okay, let's continue with the book, see what the next point is. The root is reduplicate. This okay. Now just like in sun prakriya, we saw our main business there was mukhya karyam, was the id vyavastha. Now the good news here is that because the young pratyaya is not valadi. What is val? Val is hal minus the yakaraha. So yakara rahitaha. Rekha yakaram vina halaha valaha. So the hulls which are without the yakara, that is the val, because khaya varat, right? This is a yakara adi pratyayaha. Atra idagama na sambhavati. So that in the entire, idagama klesha nastya eva. There's no problem with idagama here. There is also there's three pieces of good news here. One good news is that no idagama. One more time, 7.235 is the main anchor sutram for the idagama. And that says that ardhadhatuka syed valadehe. Ardhadhatuka syed valadehe. And as I mentioned to you before, is the valadi condition is generally not violated at all. We have a small section at the end where even a pratyaya which is sarvadhatuka, has sarvadhatuka sanya, can also take idagama, but still has to be valadi. That valadi condition is extremely important. Okay, extremely important. Then we don't have valadi. That's number one. Second good news, because the young pratyaya has the cha varga panji, the ka varga panchama as an it, like kiniticha, udanishedha. Guna nishedha. So it cannot do any guna either by the sarvadhatuka or ardhatuka yoho. It's also by the puganda lagupasya. So that's the second good news. No gunaha. The third good news is that because of the nitvat, sarvatra atmanipadam. So we spend so much time in the Sanpratyaya because we had to go through these various conditions where the guna is there, guna may not be there. If you can just recall in your memory, we're looking at these 1 to 9, 1 to 10. We have to constantly keep this at the back of our mind. So here we don't need anything because the pratyaya is a nit pratyaya. So guna nishedha. The third good news is that because of anudattagnita atmanipadam, only atmanipadam. Also in the San Pratyaya we had these issues. We had to go to this one, we had to go to Purvat Sanaha, then we had to go to this, Nya, Shru, Smudrisham Sanaha, and all these. Also Nich Pratyaya also we had so many issues. We had to go, to this Nichascha, then we had to go down here for this, Nehe, Buddha, Yudha, Nashan, all these things. So this, in the young Pratyaya, there are these three pieces of good news. One, let me put this in a document. We'll put this in a document. And if I'm missing something or saying something wrong, always stop me and tell me, because our duty as a class is to record this thing and put the document as clear for the future students. This is not really a class, it's more like a recording session. So let us put this here. Okay, so in case of young Pratyaya, in the case of young Pratyaya, these are the three items, okay, young Pratyaya, which are very much in our favor. So the bad news is that, not very bad news, is that there was about 7 or 8 rules for the Abhyasa Bhaga. It's going to be our that is going to be our main issue in this young Pratyaya, is the Abhyasa Bhaga. We're going to come to that, but let's take these for the time being. No idagamaha. We'll put it like this. First point is, no idagamaha. No idagamaha. No idagamaha. No idagamaha. Okay, idagamaha. Because pratyaya is not valadi. Pratyaya is not. Always remember valadi. Ardhatuka said valade is not valadi pratyaya. Is not valadi. Okay, that's number one. Then the next thing is that the no guna vriddhi, nothing. No gunaha due to the no gunaha because of kiniticha guna nishedha. Kiniticha. So kiniticha. So because of 115. And third thing is only atmanipadam can be used. Only atmanipadam. Atmane padam. Okay, only atmanipadam because of anudattanyata atmanipadam. Okay, now the special abhyasa rules, but we have special abhyasa rules, in the abhyasa. And they are in this section which you're going to look at now. This is going to be basically the topic of today for the most part. The special rules in abhyasa for the abhyasa bhaga. And they are, of course, the abhyasa bhaga rules now. Where they come in 7.4, section from 7.4. Try to get a good map of the Ashtadhyayi in your mind. Of course, you can remember them all on day one, but the more and more section you try to get in your mind is really a wonderful thing, which is very few people in the world know that today. Very few people in the world understand the Ashtadhyayi well today. Mostly people don't study Vyakaranam. Even those who study, only study they don't study the Panini Sutras. If they study, they only study Siddhanta Kaumudi. Within that, only Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. Nobody opens the Ashtadhyayi nowadays. Very, very few people in the world open the Ashtadhyayi today. That's what we try to do in this class, is hopefully give you at least a flavor of the Ashtadhyayi. But that is our Mula Parampara. So we have to do we have to respect that Parampara. So special rules, so as we have seen many times, we saw, of course, in Sanpratya, we saw in great detail, is that is from the 7.458, Atsalopo Bhyasasya. Atsalopo Bhyasasya, we start from 7.458. So Apada Samaptehe. Apada Samaptehe means up to the end of the Padaha. Abhyasasya ityanu vartate. Anuvritya of Abhyasasya goes down. So if you want any Abhyasa Niyamaha, immediately you should come to this section from 7.458. Only one rule which is not in this section, really the main rule, is Abhyase Charcha. abhyase charcha. Anyway, that is not a young specific rule. So abhyase charcha. Otherwise, almost all the other rules are coming in this section of Atralopa Abhyasas. So from now on to the rest of your life, the moment you see Abhyasa Karyam, immediately connect to 7458. Of course, in the San Pratyaya, we also use 7454, 55, 56, 57. But Abhyasasya comes from here, 58 to there. So these rules that we are talking about today must be in this section. Now, the four rules that we always use all the time, Samanya Niyamaha is Rasvaha, Haladish, Sheshaha, Kuhoshchuhu, Urat. Now, these did not say the Abhyasa should be because of young, because of lit, because of sun. Didn't specifically say anything. So these are called Sarvatra Prayujyante. They can be used in any Abhyasa. But now there are more specific rules. For example, Liti starts from here. Then, of course, we use in the last few weeks, we've been using Sanyataha, which we use. But for today's lesson, we have to focus on from young Guno, young Lukoho, down to see, Guno, young Lukoho, see, the last 91, 92 are only for the young look, which has not been covered in this book. Maybe in the next class, we'll just try to give a very brief. This book does not have the young look prakriya. It's also much less common than the young pratyaya. So let's leave those last for time being. If we have time in the next class, maybe we'll look at those. So let's only look at 7482 to 7490. So this should be in your brain now. The young prakriya, the main thing, mukhya karyam, is vishesha abhyasa niyamaha. Guno young lukoho iti asmat sutrat rig rudupadasya iti sutra paryantam. So this up to rig rudupadasya. Okay, let us look at this in just briefly, and then we'll go in some detail. And once we do that, we can follow the book kind of easily after that. Okay, but anyway, let's look at this. There are some other rules which are going to apply also. We're going to have some other rules applying, but we have already learned them before. They're going to apply here. Let me even go to there for 1 second. And which one is going to apply also is remember the young is a yakari pratyaya, obviously, and it's also a nit pratyaya. So rules such as the sampasaranam, which is 6.1.16 will apply. We'll come back to these a little bit later, but I just want to give you a little bit overview before we go into deeper. So grahijya, vayi, vyadhi, vashti, niticha. So this is because the young pratyaya is a nit pratyaya. These particular 9 dhatus can take sampasaranam. It will come. Also, if you can recall, this Sutram 6.4.24, which is Anadita Malupada Kiniti will come. Then rules such as 6.4.66. So these are all these, because in 6.4, the number of rules which are there, which requires kiniti, they will start coming here also. But these are not new rules. The rules which you already know. We'll only have to use them and practice them, here. Okay? But the new rules for today, okay, let's start with the main topic now. Let's look at this section, see what it has. 7482, Abhyasa Niyamaha. First one says, Guno Yang Luko. This can be called a trademark. This is the telltale sign of the young prakriya. Again, Bhagavad Gita, go to Gita, please. Always keep Gita in your mind. Leli Yase. Dhatu lih, leli Yase. How did this li take guna become le? So far, we have not seen any rule as such which can do the guna in the abhyasa bhagaha. If you see the guna in the abhyasa bhagaha, basically if you see any strange abhyasa karyam, a coming in there, guna coming in there, and agama coming in the abhyasa bhagaha, those are places where you want to start suspecting the young pratyaya. And of course the young will be, the year is already there. So the first sutram here, Guno Yang Lukoho. Guno Yang Lukoho. So let's look at that. So very simple sutram, and with the Paribhasha sutram, Iko Guna Vriddhi. Iko Guna Vriddhi. When Panini says Gunaha, the sthani is Nandidishtaha, sthani nidesha nasti chet ik upasthito bhavati. So ik comes there as in then. So we can, so when he says guna vriddhi samanyena vihitaha, so guna vidhanam athva vriddhi vidhanam samanyena asti chet ikaha eva bhavati. Iko guna vriddhi. So we can use that now because here in this sutram, guno yang lukoho, and in new sutram repeat 5, 10, 15, 20 times, guno yang lukoho. So this doesn't say which guna should be what to should take guna. So it should be only an ik. So let's look at these. That's the first sutra. So there are generally about 5 operations. Okay. So one of these 5 operations generally apply in this yang pratyaya. One of these 5 operations. Okay. So one of them, the first one we're looking is the guna adesha. Guna adesha comes when the angam has a ik in there, and of course there is ink in the abhyasa bhaga as an ik. Of course, the other rules such as these rules which are used, the general rules which are samanya niyamaha, like hasvaha, haladishesha, all these you have to do them first. To finish all of these, rules, and then come down to specific rules. Let's do the vritti of that. Always check the vritti, see what it says. So guno yang lukoho. It says, let's see, guno yang lukoho. Okay. Yangi yang lukicha, igantasya abhyasasya guno bhavati. Chechiyate. Chechiyate. In fact, if you want, we can quickly just do a single form chechiyate, which Kashika has given. Chechiyate as a vyakhyanam. One more, as I also mentioned to you a few times, is the examples in the Kashika and in the Siddhanta Kaumudi Dhatu Vritti are extremely well chosen. There's an enormous amount of thought goes into choosing these examples. They're not just put like that so the example clearly portrays exactly what is intended at that time, nothing more, nothing less. So these examples are very important. Pay attention to them and try to derive the forms clearly in your mind. Make sure if you don't understand them, and there are commentaries which can give you all the steps, particularly the Nyasa commentary on the Kashika generally will give all the steps required to derive those forms. And just like I mentioned, that is like in the legal system. Yeah, the legal system, you have to find, if you have a case, like a lawyer has a case, and if there's already a Supreme Court judgment on some other case, you have to take your case and you have to match it to a Supreme Court case. And once you do that, your job is done. So then you say, well, the Supreme Court already has ruled on this similar case, and my case is like that case. So this has to be there. So same thing here. These Kashika examples, Siddhanta Kaumudi examples, Dhatu Vritti examples, these are like the Supreme Court of grammar. So they have already ruled on these cases for us. You already have a Supreme Court ruling. So now all you have to do is that you have to just simply, make sure that any situation that you encounter, you have to come and join, come and match to what has already been decided in the Bhashyam, Mahabhashyam, or in the Kashika, or in the Siddhanta Kaumudi. Okay, so Chechiyate. So Chechiyate, let's do this one. So let's do one dhatu in detail. So dhatu is chi. So first pratyaya being the pratyaya yang. So by the sutram, this dhatu ho ekacha haladehe ekacha and kriya samabhihare yang. So 3:122. Dhato rekacho haladehe kriya samabhihare yang. So 3:122. That should be always the first step in this prakriya is dhato rekacho haladehe kriya samabhihare yang. This is not that difficult now. So first one, also remind you one more time, just like in the sang pratyaya, this sanyango is shashti, which means that it's not that the abhyasa takes place when yang pratyaya follows, because sanyango could have been shashti dvivachanam athva saptami dvivachanam. It is shashti dvivachanam. I mean the antaranga karyam prasamam kartavyam. Do the antarangam karyam between the dhatu and the yang. It might be samprasaranam, might be something else. So you finish that antarangam karyam first. After that, the entire thing with the yang pratyaya will take abhyasa. Actually, I think there is no Antaranga Karyam for us right now over here because we are looking at chi plus yang, as I said to you, because this nitvad guna nishedha. And of course, halantyam guna nishedha. Idagamana. See, that's the good news because there's no gunaha, there's no idagamaha. So just there's nothing more here. So chi plus chi plus here, and actually no, there is a karyam here. I'm sorry, there is. Okay, missed that. Okay, let's go to because look at the example in the Kashika. Look at the example in Kashika what he has given. He says that chechiyate. Okay, let's see. Anybody in the class can give me the dirgha vidhanam here? Anybody in the class can tell me how it becomes chechiyate?
Akrut sarvadhatukayoh dirgha.
Ah, swagatam bho kalpesha agata asmakam sammanartham. Very good. Thank you, Kalpesha. Yes. Anuji also has it. So let's do that. Anuji, no, I'm sorry. Anuji, your hand was up.
Hello?
Yeah, the same sutram you're telling?
Yes, I had the same thing.
Very good. So that is the rest. It's not very akrus sarvadhatukayoh. What a sutram says is that, let's look at that. As I said to you, some of the other rules you have to finish off first before you can do the abhyasaha. And the form is chechiyate. Before we go any further, let me open the dhatu vritti. Make sure you follow the steps over there. Keep your life simple. He will give you the steps. Of course, he will not give all the steps for each dhatu, but he might give also. So akrud yakare. The yakar should not be of a krut pratyaya. So krut adhikara starts from where krud a thing. We already saw in the Saturday class krud a thing. Krud a thing. So asmin tritiya dhatu, this is the second dhatu adhikara, which starts from 3191, I think it is krud a thing dhatoho krud a thing. But we are using yang pratyaya from 3122. So this is not a krut pratyaya. It better not be. Because if it is krut pratyaya, we will get a prajipadika sanya if you have to start declining it. So krut is a samasascha, but krut tadhita samasascha. If you have a krut pratyaya, we will get a pratipadikam. When you get a pratipadikam, you have to use the sat pratyaya su of just by 412. So this young pratyaya better not be krut pratyaya. It is not, because it is 3122. It's before this. The dhatu adhikaras we start from 3191. So akrudyaka, always check the vritti step. Please make it a good habit. Okay. Any sutram what you want to use, just because the vritti is also extremely precise. Extremely, I mean, you cannot imagine really how much precision goes into the vritti. But that is really the, because the vritti rules. If you can look at the vritti, even in the Siddhanta Kaumudi also, Kashika, again, any conflict, take the Kaumudi, akrudyakare. Akrudyakare, which we have that, and what you do is that you make sure every condition is satisfied before you use the rule. That is very great practice for us, great practice. So akrudyakare, which we satisfied here, we have yakara, nakrut pratyaya, asarvadhatukayor. So this is not a sarvadhatukam because things is sarvadhatukam, ardhatukam shesha. This is dhatu iti bihita. It is this dhatu adhikara, in fact, starts from here. This dhatu adhikara, the first dhatu adhikara starts from here. Dhatu reka chohlade kriyasam vihare yang. So it is dhatu iti vihita, which is not ting natva shit. Tasmadasya sarvadhika sanyana bhavati. Tiniti parataha ismi kitnit pratyaya. Ajantasya angasya dirgha bhavati. Brushayate chechiyate. So, like in this we have used most commonly in the passive, when the pratyaya yak is added. Pratyaya yak is like shruyate, becomes shruyate, chiyate. So this is probably the most common application for 7125 is the pratyaya, because young pratyaya is not very common, but the yak, the passive yak, of course, is common. Any passive will take because sarvadhatuke yak. If that angam is ending in an ach, then the sutram. So that is probably the most common application of this sutram, akrut sarvadhatukayoho dirghaha. We have to apply the sutram first, and then, okay, let us go to the dhatu vritti. Let us see dhatu vritti. Let me open the page for you. Let us follow along with Sarnacharya, because he is a great guide for us, Make sure any prakriya and thing in the prakriya, in this Nijanta, Sananta, Yanganta, always follow along with Sayanacharya. Let's see what he has to. And this vritti is such a beautiful thing that it is quite simple. Of course, some things we may not be able to pick up, but it is worth reading and making an attempt to read this vritti. These are books you want to be reading. Okay, the books you want to be reading are these kind of books: Kaumudi, Kashika, Dhatu vritti, not some learn Sanskritam in 5 days. And those are also good. I guess they give you some flavor. But the one that you want to take as pramanam is this one. Okay, so dhatu ching chayane, so that should be here. Let's see. I think it is chayane, ching chayane. So it is the chinoti. It's on page 567. On page 567. I think this book is available. I think Asha Vidya, I think Gurukulam. So if you can get it, please get it. Even if you don't plan to read it, get it. Keep it in your house. Somebody might someday thank you for it. So 567. So let's look at that. Let me see the online one. The online one, which is in the Brown University, this is not the same edition. So this is from the Mysore edition. Let me see. Dhatu ching chayane. Ching chayane. Because I want to show exactly how to use dhatu vritti. I want to make sure that you understand that. Because if you understand that, you can do on your own. All these rules you can find out on your own how they work. So ching chayane. You want in this swad you're gonna have. Let's see if he can give us this one. Okay. Now ching chayane. Okay. Chiche cheshti chinvati cheshta cheshti putta vikalpaha chikishati chichayati chapayati iti pukka. You didn't give it this one? Okay, let me look. She should have given at least the form. Oh, chechiyate. Okay, did not give an explanation. Okay. Unfortunately, did not give an explanation. Now, what does that mean? No explanation. Here is the form. Chechiyate should be here. He'll only give us the form. Chechiyate. Chechiyate, chayati, checheti, liti chakutta vikalpaha. This is what I mean. This edition, unfortunately, has some typos and some, this chechiyate should have come before this checheti. Because see guys, see the order he goes through the lakaras, 10 lakaras. So chinoti, the lat lakaraha, is also apnipam chinute. Then he gives lit lakaraha, some couple of forms he gives. And then he goes to the, lut lakaraha, and then he gives and all these lakaras he goes in the tit lakaras first, nit lakaras first. Then after that, chinuyat, he comes down here. Then he gives ashi ling, he gives down here. Then he gives the, chichi shati, chiki shati, which we saw, and then kutta vikalpaha. So he gives che cheti. So he's come down to the young look. This che cheti is young look. So there's a typo here. There should have been the form che chiyate. That's why I tell you is that, sani kutta vikalpaha. Okay. So this is a typo. This should be che. Anyway, this should be here. It's not in this particular edition, but if you have the one by which I'm referring to, you will see the form che chiyate. That means that there's no special rule required. So then, what does that mean? That there is no rule that is specific for the young pratyaya required. There's guno young lukoho, he expects us to know by now. There's guno young lukoho, he expects us to know by now, because he may have covered it in one of the prior dhatus. It is covered in this edition, but not for this dhatu. It's already come before. So we are jumping in between here and trying to catch that. But let's see, okay. So let's finish this off. So in this case, he did not give in detail, which means that we don't have any really very specific rules for this one. So let's do 7425 and make it chiya. Make it chiya. Make it chiya. Chiya. So what have we used? We have used, of course, the halanjam. Then we have used Kinticha Guna Nishedha. We also have used 7425. Antarangam has to be finished first. And once you do that, now do Sanyangoho. To do the Chiya, we'll take Abhyasa. Chiya, because of, Ekasho Dve Prathamasya. Ekasho Dve Prathamasya. Ekasho Dve Prathamasya. Prathama Ekach Bhagaha. Takes Abhyasa. Ajade Dvitiyasya. If you have a Anekach, and if you have its ajadi, then the dvitiya. We have two achas here. We have the this ikaraha, this akaraha. It's not an ajadi though. So therefore, it's only, we go back to the eka. What am I talking about? I'm talking about 611612. ekacho dve prathamasya, ekacho dve prathamasya. This is when this thing starts, ekacho dve prathamasya. So we have to do the abhyasa of the prathama ekacha bhagaha. So the bhaga here is the ikaraha. It'll take the, on either side, it'll take the consonants from either side. So we get the chi ya. So this is the dhatu. Now in the abhyasa, of course, we use our usual rules. We'll use the haladisheshaha, we'll do rasvaha, and then, but we'll have the guno yang lukoho. So this was the Kashika example. So you get a new dhatu now, a new dhatu called new dhatu called chechiya. Okay, chechiya. And so we have used, basically, so first apply the usual rules. So the, what are called, niyama which are samanya niyamaha. So we have to use those first. So we used rasvaha, we used haladisheshaha, and after that we went to guno yang lukoho. That's the main rule. Guno yang lukoho. 7482. Let me highlight this one. Let me highlight something. So this is going to be one of the first things. Okay. Now what we got is we got the dhatu sanya by sanadjanta dhatavaha. See, just like in the san prakriya, once you get the dhatu, rest of it is easy now. You're not really any special things for the in the lakara prakriya. Singanda prakriyayam klesha nasti. So there's no problem. So, but let's do it now. So this is the dhatu sanya. Chechiya gets dhatu sanya. We put the equal to sign over here before I forget. Equal to sign over here. So now chechiya plus lat. We can skip some steps. Then do halantyam upadeshajana nasik it lasya tiptajji. And remember one more time is that because of the nitvat, we get anudat sanyata atmanipadam. Ta pratyaha. We take the prathama purushasya ekvachanam ta pratyaha. So let's maybe do that much first. So take the chechiya. Chechiya has dhatu sanya by 3132. So chechiya plus tip, not tip, sorry. Chechiya plus, let me remove this highlighting here. Chechiya plus, so chechiya plus ta pratyaha. So you have got the dhatu sanya by sanadjanta dhatavaha, then vartamane lat. We'll do this one time in detail. The next time we can do it short. Vartamane lat lasya tiptajji 3478, and then we can, of course, we're going to get the shap pratyaya by kartari shap, and then also we're going to get the tita atmanipadanam tere. Tita. So the first thing we'll do is 3/4. As I mentioned to you many times, once you apply 3478, see, do not leave that. Do not be done with that until you check with the remaining of 3/4. That's like one section together. So 3478 and the rules below 3478 to the end of 34 pretty much are one section. So 3478 should be taken as a block of rules, So you may check, in our case 3479 applies. So we will get che, chi, ya. So let's do that one. So che, chi, ya plus shap, anubandhalope a. So because of course, lashakvatadite halantyam, these are common rules for us now. Then the tere, tita atmane padanam tere. So we have used now 3479, and we have to wait. We cannot be in the shap pratyaha until the tiptaji come, because that's kartari shap sarvadhatuke. This order has to be followed. Good practice for us. Of course, now we have to do the atogune, pura paryoho ekadesha, is for rupam, because akara here is padant akara, for by akara which is the guna sanya, so pura paryoho ekadesha, and chechiyate iti rupam. So that is the final form, chechiyate. So this is the prakriya. So next time when we do this, we won't do all these steps anymore. We just, once we get the form chechiya, then chechiyate, it will be like the angam labha. Labha becomes labhate, labhete, labhante, tadvat. Chechiyate, chechiyete, chechiyante, chechiyase, ityadi. So that prakriya will be straightforward. So the only thing that we use here is this. So this was the first karya. Guno yang lukoho. Guno yang lukoho. So chechiyate. Okay, so this was we used atogune. So So that's number one. So maybe I can put, maybe I'd put it across. So Vishesha Niyamaha. So first thing is, so Vishesha Abhyasa Niyamaha. So Yang Vishayakaha. Vishesha Abhyasa Niyamaha. Vishesha Abhyasa Niyamaha. Abhyasa Niyamaha. Abhyasa Sutrani, you can say, or the Karyani, whatever, Karyani. Karyani. So we'll build on this list right now. Let's build on this list. The first one we got right now is, the first one was 317,482 Punayang Luko. That's the one. The next one is, this thing is that the Dirgha. Sometimes Dirgha comes like Papachyate, Yayajyate, you know. So what is happening over there? So let's look at this, go back to our Ashtadhyayi and see what this next sutra will help us. So we have already used 3,482. So 82 to 90, that's our job for today. 7,482, 774, 90. Hope. Dirgho Kitaha. Dirgho Kitaha is that, says that Akitaha. What is Kitna? Where is this Kit in Abhyasa coming now? We don't have any Kit in Abhyasa at all. So that is the next two rule, which is there's a Neek Agamaha and Nuk Agamaha which is coming here. Neek Agamaha, Nuk Agamaha. So when they come in, that's the Kit. Sabhyasi Bhage Kitvam. So when those do not come, Akitaha, then what happens? Dirgho Kitaha. Akitaha Abhyasasya. Dirgho Bhavati Yangi, in typo here, Yangi Yang Lukicha. Yangi Yang Lukicha. Papachyate. Papachyate. So let's see in this case if we can get some help from Dhatu Vritti. Papa, it's kind of straightforward form. Dhatu Pach. And we had the Yang Pratyaha, do the Abhyasa, Haladish Sheshaha, Papachyate, Dirgho Kitaha. Dirgho Kitaha. Of course, now to apply this word Dirgho Kitaha, you first have to check that the Nuk Agamaha, the Neek Agamaha is not coming from the next few rules. Otherwise, you cannot use Dirgho Kitaha. So unfortunately, Dirgho Kitaha is a straightforward rule, but it depends on this Neek or this Nuk not coming in there. Okay? So we'll go through that in a section, but for the time being, take my word for it that we don't have that. Let's see the Dhatu Pach, if we can help, if we can follow along with Saranacharya. I always like to keep Dhatu Vritti by my side, you know. It keeps you in a safe position to follow along. So let's see Pach. So different books are good for different purposes. So when you do anything on the Prakriya, Lakara Prakriya, Nijanta, Sananta, all of these places, you know, you can keep Dhatu Vritti, because the Krunta Rupamala doesn't give young pratyas, by the way. Unfortunately, the Krunta Rupamala gives Nijantas, so Sananta, Tavadeva, Prasiddhatvat. Only those are well known, so that's what it gives. So unfortunately here, the Rupamala cannot really help us much. Okay, let's look at Dhatu Pach. Pach, Dupachashpake is on page 365. Dupachashpake, page 365. Let's see if he has given any detail. I'll show it to you online. I'll show it to you. Pach, because, okay, Dupachashpake. Apachata, Pachataha, Pachete, Papaktaha, Papaktihi, Nausapakaha, Shapachaha, Pechete, Apachata, Apakshatam, Apachati. I'm trying to find, has he given any detail? Papachate, unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. Papachate. Okay, so he has not given detail, but Papachate. Anyway, we can do it on our own. Nothing very straightforward. Okay, before we do this one now, okay, let's do it. Let's say Papachate. So, Dirgho Kitaha. Dirgho Kitaha is Sutram. Dirgho Kitaha means that there is no Kit, means Kit Agama basically, in the Abhyasa Bhagaha. Then the Ach will take Dirgha. Dirgha was only of Ach, because the houses don't have any Dirgha Sabhavaha. So Ach will take Dirgha. So let us look at that one. Papachate. Okay. So give me 1 second. I have to log into Google Docs. It makes you sometimes log in, log out. Google Docs had a problem. Sanantas, Tinganta also he doesn't like. I guess Google doesn't like Yangantas too much. Okay. Now the second one is this. So Dvitiyam Vishesha Karyam, and that is 7483 Dirgho Kitaha 483. So let's keep this Tuchi at the bottom, and we'll just fill in on the top here Dirgho Kitaha. So let's follow the usual steps. Papachate is Dhatu Pach plus the young Anubandha Lope Ya. So this is our usual one. Dhator Reka Cho halade, kriyasamubhihare yang, kriyasamubhihare yang. So it's always going to be a starting point in this lesson now. Going forward is 3.122. Always start from 3.122. Dhatore ekacho halade, kriyasamubhihare yang. Anubandhalope, halantyam anubandhalope, ya shishyate, ya shabda vashishyate. So 3.122. So here nothing special before doing abhyasa. So we have to go also. Okay, Anuji has a question. Yes, Anuji.
Satyaji, I didn't understand that. Akita, what is that? Akita, what does it refer to?
Akita refers to this. We have not done that yet, so it's understandable because Akita refers to the next two rules. You see, Anuji, they have the.
Oh, it's next. Okay.
There's a Neek Agama and a Nuk Agama. Nuk. So those are the
Oh.
Kit Agamas.
Oh, because it's ending in. Okay.
The Kit Agama can come in the Abhyasa. And when that Kit Agama comes, then it becomes a Kit Abhyasa Bhaga. In that case, you cannot do. That's the thing. So Nuk and the Neek is coming later on. That's why I mentioned we should have to look at them also. But I'll just finish this form. We'll look. That'll be the next one. Next one will be that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks.
So now let's finish this one. So okay. Pach plus here 3.122. So only thing when you do 619 Abhyasa Bhaga, you will do the Pach here, Pach. So we'll do that. So Pach here plus Pach here. So 619 Sangyangoho. Nothing special before that at all. There's no Karyam. Here we can do the Haladish Sheshaha. Tat Paschat Dirgho Kitaha. Dirgho Kitaha. Become Papachate. Papachate means what? Punaha Punaha. Atva Brusham Pachati. Papachate. Punaha. Atva Brusham Pachati. So he cooks again and again. He cooks over and over again, or he cooks intensely. That's Papachate. Papachate. Papachya. And of course, once you do, then we can make it Papachate. Sanadhyanta Dhatavaha. Let me see. Okay. So this one we used our usual rule, which is Haladi Sheshaha, and then we use a special rule, which is the this one, the Dirgho Kitaha. Dirgho Kitaha. Okay. So that is one. Now let's look at what the next thing is. That there is the. In fact, let's jump a little bit. Let's go to the. We'll come back to this Nuk and the Neek. Let's look at one thing which is kind of towards a little bit later, which is the 7490. Rig Rudapadasya. Rig Rudapadasya. Rudapadasya cha. So Rig Rudapadasya cha. Let's look at that one because that's a Rig. Rig is coming. Rig Agama. It's also Kit Agama. So Rig is also coming in there. This is not the Nuk. We have the Nuk, we have the Neek, and we have the Rig. These three. We have Nuk, Neek, and Rig. This is the speciality of this young Patya. Nuk, Neek, and Rig. Let's see what this Rig Agama is. Rig. So Rig Agama comes when Rudupadasya. So Rudupadasya. So when the Upada is Ru, the Dhatu. Angasya yo abhyasaha. Tasya Rig Agamo bhavati yang luko parataha. Vari vrityate. Dhatu vrit. Dhatu vrit. When you do the abhyasa, of course, vritya, do abhyasa, vritya. So haladish sheshaha. And then you would do the urat, uranaparaha, haladish sheshaha. You get va vrityate. Then you get the Rig Agamaha. Rig Agamaha means, of course, adyantau takitau becomes antya avajavaha. Antya avajavaha becomes towards the end. So vari vrityate. One more time. The Rig Agamaha comes in this. This is Agama in the Abhyasa Bhaga. Okay. We have not really seen this really before too much. When we get have a dhatu which is Ru as Upadha, that still takes the Rig Agamaha in the Abhyasa when the young or young look follows. There's one Vartikam on this. There's one Vartik on this. Is Rit Vataha iti Vachyam. Rig Rit Vataha iti Vachyam. Rig Rit Vataha iti Vachyam. It doesn't have to be Upadha. As long as there's a Ru in the Dhatu, it doesn't have to be an Upadha. Then still it takes the Rig Agamaha. Like Pari Prichate. Punaha Punaha Prichati Pari Prichate. So this is, because Dhatu Pracha. Let's do both of these quickly. Dhatu Pracha, that takes some Prasaranam by 6-116, and then the Rukara is not Upadha over there. But still, you do this according to Vartikam. So Vartika Balena. Atrapi Rik Agama Bhavati Abhyasa Bhagya. Let's do these two, okay? So that's the second. So this third point now is the Rik Agamaha. According to Sutra Patha, it comes only when Dhatu is Ru as Upadha. It cannot be Ru Adi, because remember this is only, the young Pratyaya can only come in Dhatu is Haladi in the first place. There's no question of having a Rukar Adi Dhatu as such, because they will not take young at all. So if Ru is there, it will, if it's the ending, then we have the Guna Adesha already will saw, okay? Guna Yang Lukoho. So the ending Ru, if you have, then Guna Yang Lukoho we are coming here. If it is the not ending, it can be an Upada, in which case we look Ri Cha. And if it's not even Upada, then we can use the Vartikam, Ri Gridvataha, Ritvataha. As long as Ru is there, short Ru, we can use it. So let's do that. Ri Gridvataha. 7490 is a Rik Agama. Rik Agama by 7490. So that's the third one. The third one is the Rik Agama. So Rik Agamaha, when Dhatu has Rid as Upadha, short to 7490, and also plus the, keep the Vartikam in mind. Keep the Vartikam. Otherwise you cannot get the form Pari Prichate of Swartikam. Okay, let's do the Vrit Dhatu first. So we can, the usual steps is Dhatu Reka Cho Halade Kriya Samabhihare Yang, and then Sangyangoho. So let's do those two steps together. After doing that, we'll get the Dhatu was Vrit, so Vrit Ya plus Vrit Ya, so Vritya. So this we have used 3122. We already did the, actually let's remind you one more time, Kiniticha Guna Nishedha. Because you normally should have had what? Should have had the Puganta Lagupada Sicha. But Kiniticha Guna Nishedha. No guna of the Tulukaraha. Use 619. Now of course we can use the Haladish Shesha, remove the the and the ya, then do the Urat 746 Urat. So the Rukara becomes Akara, and then make it like this. So let's do step by step. We can take this one. Make Haladish, because Abhyas is the main Karyam, so let's not rush in that one. So this one, we'll take these two away and make it into, make it Haladish Shesha 7460, and after that, we will do the Urat, Urandraparaha. So now make it, okay, we got Vru will become Var, because the Ru becomes Akaraha, and then Urandraparaha. So what we have used now is 7466, along with 7466, along with our usual Urandraparaha. And then after that, and let me just, Urandraparaha, 151, right? Urandraparaha should be correct, 1151. Yeah, Urandraparaha, correct, 1151, Urandraparaha. And after that, we do again Haladi Sheshaha. Now is the time where we have to use a special rule. So now we get Vritya, So this is why this step now, when we do this one, we can, so this we have used now 7460. Now we use a special rule, which is the Rig Agamaha. So Rig Rudrapadasya. So 7490. That's a special rule. So we have a dhatu which has the Ru as an Upadha. So that is going to take a Rig Agamaha in the Abhyasaha. So one more time, look at 7490. Rig Rudrapadasya. Rig Rudrapadasya. 7490. Look at the Vritti one more time, just to make sure we have got it right. So Rudrapadasya Angasya Yo Abhyasaha. So Angam has Ru as an Upadha because dhatu is Vrit. Yo Abhyasa Tasya Rik Agamo Bhavati Yang Lukoho Parataha. So that's the final step and become Vari Vritya. Let's also finish off the Pracha Dhatu. So let's take this one, Vari Vritya. Well, this one is a little bit of an abused form. Some people say Vari Vartate. That is wrong. This Vari Vartate is sometimes used by people. That is not a correct form, Vari Vartate. Because Varivrityate is the right form. Varivrityate. Varivrityate is the correct form, not varivartate. Varivrityate is the correct form, because sometimes I've seen some people using this form varivartate. So, means he exists intensely, means he exists kind of, in a very forceful manner. So 7490 is special rule. So varivrityate will be the correct form. Varivrityate. Dhatu pracha when we take, following similar steps, when we take only one extra karyam here, which dhatu pracha, antaranga karyam. So pracha, again the same pracha plus yang, remove each letter as usual, so 3122. Now we have to use the samprasaranam, which is 6116 samprasaranam. 6116. Let's look at 6116 samprasaranam. All these rules, the good thing about, one thing was young pratyaya, because the nit pratyaya, all is nit sambandha, nissambandhi karyani, pravartante. Keep that in mind. So even though the good news was no gunaha, no vidagamaha, atmanipadam, but one thing you have to keep in mind is now this triggers these rules, which are depending on the nurse and it. So grahijya, vai, vyadhi, vashti, vachati, vrishchati, prichati. So prichati, vrijjati, naam iti cha. Look at this, so it's abhyasa. So graha upadane, jya, vayohana, etc., etc. And pracha nipsayam. Nipsa nyatamicha. So pracha means desire to know, is to question. So pracha nipsayam. Iti etesham dhatu naam. Niti pratyaya parataha, some typos here. Chakarat kiticha, samprasaranam bhavati. So kit or nit. So the 6116 to samprasaranam, samprasaranacha, because when only the repa will be replaced by the rukaraha. Samprasaranacha, I think it's 61108 after amipurvaha. When you do those two together, we get the form pricha, and then we use the vartikam. Then we use the vartikam to again do rig agamaha. Even sutra says rig rizupadasya. So rig vataha iti vartika karinoktam. Tasmad, this is not rukara upadhana asti, parantu rukara vidyate. Samprasaranantaram. Samprasaranantaram means after samprasaranam. Samprasaranantaram. Samprasaranantaram rukara agacchati becomes pricha. So what have we used here? We have used that grahijya ityadina samprasaranacha, pricha. And now use the vartikam, go through the usual steps as before. Do the haladisheshaha, do the urat, urandapara, haladishesha. Again, pariprichate will be the form. Okay. So that is the second, this is the third item for us for today. That is, we get the rig agamaha, and the dhatu has rukara in there. Dhatu is rukara, it might come to sampasaranam also, we just saw. Paripricha. Let's put those numbers here again. So what we have used the, of course, 619, sangyangoho. We used the haladish sheshaha. We used the urat in place of ru plus akaraha. Paschat urandaparaha. Haladish sheshaha. And then, of course, the 7490 vartikam. 490 vartikam. 90 vartikam. So, vartikam. Oh.
Satishi?
Yes, sir.
Can you please explain the samprasaranam coming in the picture there? Is it because of the yakara?
No, because of the kavarga panchama is an it. I'll go back to this. Let me just highlight these ones. What happens is that with these set of 9 dhatus, with graha etc., with up to dhatu, prichati, vrijjati, these 9 dhatus, they take samprasaranam when the pratyaya is either a kit or a ngit pratyaya. So right now the pratyaya young has the kavarga panchama as an it. So that is what triggers 6-1. So this is samprasaranam coming because of the it, the no as an it in the pratyaya young is what creates what triggers samprasaranam, not the yakara. Not the yakara. So if we go back to it one more time, it says, let's see, so 6116. The 6115, 6160, there are 2 main rules, 20 dhatus in there. So grahijya, vai, vyadhi, vashti, vichati, vrichati, Vrishchati, Prichati, this is the one. Vrijjati nam niti cha. So chakarat kiti api. So niti kiti pratyay parataha. So etesham dhatu nam samprasaranam. Samprasaranam means, of course, igyana samprasaranam. So then in place of the repha comes the rukaraha, and then samprasaranacha. So becomes that akara also gets absorbed in that, becomes pritcha. Okay, so that is the third operation for us today. Is the dhatu has a ru in there. So now the next operation is that when we get the nuk agamaha, which you asked him by, we had Anuji asking it before, nuk agamaha. Look at that one. So let's go to that nuk agamaha, which is 7.4 in that same section. So nugato nunasikantasya. Nugato nunasikantasya. Nugato nunasikan. These are trademarks of the young. We saw the gunaha, we saw a dirgha, now we saw the rik agamaha, now comes the nuk agamaha. These operations don't come in other abhyasa. So if you suspect a young being there, take a look at the abhyasa. Generally one of these 5 operations generally will come in there. They're not coming in there, so I don't have the young pratyaya. Of course you see the ya also, because sometimes you may have a young look. That ya might, unfortunately the ya is also a young look component to it, with that the ya can sometimes go away, look. So now you cannot depend on that ya being there to see if you have a young look or not. You have to then go to the abhyasaha and see if you have one of these operations. So what is this one saying now? Nuk ataha. So nuk ataha. So anunasikantasya angasya. If you have anunasikantam angam, just what example is giving here? Tantanyate, ram ramyate, yam yamyate, ram ramyate. I think ram ramyate thing comes in the Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram Dhyanam, I think. So ram ramyate thing. Anyway, ram ramyate. So anunasikantasya angasya yo abhyasaha. Tasya akarantasya. Abhyasa should be akaranta abhyasaha. Nuk agamo bhavati yang lukoho parataha. Tantanyate. Now there is also a vartikam on this one. Oh, this is vartikam on this one. It says that nuk ityetat anuswara upalakshanartham drashtavyam. Even though Panini says nuk agamaha, it really is an anuswara which is coming there. That's vartikam number 1. You can say vyakhyanam vartikam. There's one more vartikam on here. It says that the vapadantasya iti parasavarna vikalpo yatha syat. This is the second one, sorry. This padantavaccheti vaktavyam. These are 2 vartikams over here. What are they saying? What is the first vartikam saying? What is simply saying this nuk agamaha really is an anuswara agamaha. Anuswara agamaha. Why is anuswara? Because he says that tena yam yamyate ityevam adau ajal paratve api anuswaro bhavati. Just an example. Let's do an example. Okay, let's take yam. Dhatu yam. So dhato re kacho halare kriya samabhihare yam. So let's take the dhatu yam. Yam yamyate means he controls. He controls again and again, or he controls intensely. Yam yamyate. Yam yamyate. So we're going to just do our usual rules. In fact, let me come to this step with your permission and make it ya yam ya. So we have already done the 3.132 dhato reka chohala de kriya samabhihare yang. We already done the sanyango. So 6.199, and we have done the haladish sheshaha to the usual rules. Okay, ya yam ya. Now comes this nuk agamaha, nuk agamaha, nuk agamaha. So do we check all the conditions? Let's put the nuk agama over here. I think it's 7485. I think it is. Nugato, nuk atah. Adantam. So abhyasa bhaga should be adanta abhyasa bhaga, which is a year right now. So it's adantam. Anunasikantasya. Anga should be anunasikanta. So which we have this. We had yam. So for the young pratyaya, the angam was yam. Anunasikanta. So yam. Get the nuk agamaha. So the vartikam is telling us that this should be treated as an anuswaraha. Anuswaraha. So that vartikam is that Nuk iti etad anuswara upalakshanartham drashtavyam. So it really stands for anuswaraha. We take that vartikam. Now the once we do that, then we are fine. We can get the anuswaraha. So and he says that the okay, let us do that. Let's finish that part of it. So because if you just did nuk agamaha, we didn't take this vartikam. We just brought the nakara in there. Remember the sutam naschavadantasya jali, naschavadantasya jali. Jali parataha eva. Vadantasya nakarasya sthanus anuswaradesha bhavati. Atra jal parata jal nasti. Yakara asti. So anuswaradesha na sambhavati. So vartikam vina anuswaradesha na sambhavati. So you have to keep the vartikam in mind. If you just made a nakara as an agamaha, you will get yan, yam, ya. Then you cannot get the, because this is not a padanta nakara. This is a padanta nakara is fine, but there's no jal following. So that is why you see why he requires vartikam. The nuk agama, if you just did nuk agama over here, you cannot get anuswaraha. But you use the vartikam and then make it. So this is the first vartikam now is make it anuswara yam yam ya yam anuswaraha. Because technically we are right now in the Sapa Saptadhyaya section, so but we need the anuswara to come in because we cannot go to Naschavadantasya Jali, so we could not have helped us out. So yam ya. So what we have done now here is 7485 with the vartikam. 7485 with the vartikam. I think we can put in the bracket that vartikam is required. The vartikam is required because we could not use the Naschavadantasya Jali 8324. Could not have been used that. If nuk only was done, we could not use that. If nuk were to be done, of course the usual Ajanta Takita we had to use that. If nuk were to be done. Okay, so this is that's the first vartikam. The second vartikam is saying that this anuswarasya parasavarnaha. Anuswarasya parasavarnaha. Vapadantasya. Now, if we don't make this padanta anuswaraha, then parasavarna karyam nityam bhavet. So parasavarna nitya bhavet. Nityam bhavet parasavarnaha. So you get only one form, yam yamyate. But we want two forms. We want the anuswaraha. We also optionally want the yam in there. Yam. Unfortunately, in the computer I cannot type the yam in there, but I'll try. Okay. We want two forms. We want yam yate and yam ya. We also want this form yam yate. I want to put the yam yate now because I have to use that sutram anuswarasya parasavarnaha vapadantasya. So we cannot go to Tripadi Karyam unless we found the padam. So unless you have to bring in the lat and bring in the tha, then the Aptitapadam tere, shap, ato vane, all that we did before, that has to be done first. Then only we can go to the Tripadi Karyam. After that, we can make it the other optional form, which is yam yate. This computer, the way this computer types is, this is yam. Okay, this is yam. This is not the akara, but it's yam. So yam this is the only way I can type it on the screen over here. Is yam yate. These two forms. So this is the second vartikam. Second vartikam is required. Why we need this vartikam? If we did not have the vartikam, you would have to use anuswarasya parasavarnaha. You could not have used the vapadantasya. So only if it's padanta, you can use that. But padanta will not be here because suptinganta padam is over here. So we have to use anuswara as padanta anuswaraha. Yena vikalpa syat. So parasavarna vikalpa syat. So vikalpaha, we can get the vikalpaha. So let's look at the sutra one more time, which is anuswarasya parasavarnaha. Anuswarasya parasavarnaha vapadantasya. So, sorry, 58. Vapadantasya. So we use 8459 using the second vartikam on this nuk agamaha. So nuk agama a little bit clumsy. So we had two things. Let me put these numbers here, and then we can. So 7485 Dvitiyam vartikam Vyakhyanam. So vartikam again. Second vartikam. We can put that second vartikam. And after that we used the 74, sorry, 84. Anuswasi Parasuvarnaha Vapadantasya. I think 8459 Vapadantasya. Okay, so this is the fourth speciality of this, the Abhyasa Karyam for the young. So I'll repeat one more time, is that when we have the Anunasika Angam, so for the young, with Dhatu ending in the Anunasika, which is the Nakara Makarantam when we have, mostly those are the examples. Then, and the Abhyasa should be Adanta Abhyasaha, should be in short. You get the Nuk Agamaha. But Nuk Agamaha is to be taken by the, Vyakhyanena, is, you can take it as the Anuswaraha. And not only that, it should be a Padanta Anuswaraha. Basically, this Nuk Agamaha, if you simply want to combine these two together, Nuk iti etad Anuswara Upalakshanartham, Padanta Vachiti Vaktavyam. If you combine these two, basically it says Nuk is really Padanta Anuswara. And the reason we just explained in the form Yamyate, if you made the Nuk Agamaha, we could not have used Nashcha Padantasya Jali, so that Yakara is not a Jal. Second thing is that if you don't make it Padantavat, you cannot use Va Padantasya. This is the two Vartikam. So Nuk Agamaha. So this is the fourth variety. We'll go to the book momentarily. Let's see the last variety and we'll go to the book and see how much we can do in the book. So the last variety now is this. By the way, the Nuk goes for the next 2-3 rules also. So this one 7474. So this was for any Anunasika Antamangam. This is very like Jangamyate and all that. This is an important rule. Tantanyate. There are many dhatus like Chankramyate, Chankramanam, Chankramyate means he steps over and over. He kind of steps about him over and over. Chankram. So this is an important rule. This Nugato Anunasikantasya is an important rule. This is used in the language, so you should know this rule, and it's kind of puzzling rule. So you see this, suddenly this Anuswara coming in the Abhyasaha. Maybe you can remember it like this. If you see an Anuswara coming in the Abhyasa all of a sudden, suspect this rule. Nugato Anunasikantasya Nuk and Nuk iti Anuswara Upalakshanam Padantavaccha. Okay. Now the next sutram gives Japa, Jabha, Daha, Dasha, Bhanja, Pashancha. These are not ending in Anunasika. So you need a special, so Vishesha Niyamaha. So Japa, Jabha, Daha, Dasha, Bhanja, Pasha. Iti ete sham abhyasasya nukano bhavati yangluko parataha. So Janjapyate. So Janjapyate means Japa means he prattles, he talks repeatedly. He talks intensely. So all this. So how about this one? Dandayate. Dandayate. Foreign form because somebody burns. So you can say Hanuman Lankam Dandayate. Hanuman burns Lanka intensely over and over again. So Dandayate. So let's put this one 7486 Dandayate. Because the special dhatus, the important one is Daha is the important dhatu here, which is takes in Nuk Agamaha, even though the dhatu is not Anunasikanta dhatu. So 7486, I'll just put this form Dandayate. Same steps make it into the Anuswara and the person. In fact, we can let's hope this time let's see if we can get some help from the Dhatu Vritti. Dhatu Dah, Dandayate. He should give that form. I think here he should mention the special rule, I would think. Why do I know that? Because this Dhatu Dah is specifically mentioned in this sutram. So most likely he will give us the rule over there. Dhatu Dah. Dah Bhasmi Karane. Page 364. Dah Bhasmi Karane. And let's see what he gives. What commentary he gives. Dah Bhasmi Karane. Daha Bhasmi Karane. I'm sorry, I think it's the wrong page I gave you. Daha Bhasmi Karane. Oh, it's got 364. Yeah, Daha Bhasmi Karane. Okay, I got it. Now, Dahatu Dandayate says Lupa Sada Ityadi na Yang Yandi Japa Java Iti Nuk Agamaha Dandayate. So that is from Dandayate. Now, one more sutram is giving here, by the way. He's given us a sutram which we didn't actually consider, which is the 3124. Lupa Sada Chara Japa Bhada Daha Gruhabhyo Bhavagarhayam. Okay. this special sutram. Okay, I didn't know that. So there's a special rule here. See, this is always told you. Always check with dhatu vritti what he gives. Because always important to know, because we're not looking at all the rules, because there are two more rules here down below this 3122. Below this dhatu reka chohala kriya samubhihare yang. The next rule says nityam kautilye gatau. Kautilye gatau. So example, you say gam, dhatu gam, jangamyate. Jangamyate means he moves crookedly. He moves in a, like, not in a straight line, but he moves in crooked manner. Can you come nityam kautilya? This is a bit controversial, because some Vyakarana say this should only, so if it's a gatyat, so gatyatu dhatu, should only come in kautilya, not in kriya samabhihare. Some other, like Nagesha Bhatta, they say it can come kriya samabhihare also. Whatever, bottom line is that when you have a gatyatu dhatu, it can come kautilya also, nityam kautilya. So it can come in that thing. Now like chankramyate, actually can come in kautilya. So he moves kind of sideways, zigzag. He moves zigzag manner. So chankramyate. So the next sutram is that this one is saying is that lupa sada chara japa jabha daha dasha iti bhava garhayam garhitam lumpati. In a disgusting manner. Garhitam lumpati lo lupyate yam sasadyate, so dandayate. So these comes in these meaning also. So okay. So now this is the special, which I did not know. This has a dhatu da in here. So with the special dhatu is coming the special meaning bhava garhayam. So garhita, if you look at some meanings of garhita, some meanings in apte, see what he gives. But after that, he does give the sutram, if you just saw. Dandayate is, I'll take you to dhatu vritti online also. Dandayate, he says, dandayate, lupasad ityadina, yang japa java iti nuk agamaha. So he does give that also. Okay, so garhitam, so bhava garhayam. So when it is, so let's see, bhava garhayam. So starting with garhita. This is also good dictionary online. I hope you're using this. Garhita. So garhita. Censured, despised, contemptible, in a contemptible manner. Bhava garhayam. Okay. Now, so dandayate, let's put this in the document. It's kind of important form. So this next sutram, 7486, dandayate. Here also, I just put the form here, 7486. So dandayate is the nuk agamaha, and it is dandayate. Dandayate from dandayate. You can also make it the anuswara. Dandayate. Dandayate. So this was the 7486. Specifically mentioned some dhatus. The dhatu da is kind of important there. So that is our, still in the nuk agama section itself, so these are these 2-3 rules there in the nuk agamaha. So let's go. So in fact, I should also put 3124, bhava garhayam. Again, the book doesn't cover all of this, so don't worry about it. It's not covered in the book in so much detail. Since I saw in the Kashika, just give you the example. But we'll go to the book shortly. But the book is not covering this one, I think. I'll have to check, but I don't think the book may not have this dandayate. Okay, so 7486. So nuk agama is not only for that anunasikanta dhatavaha. Japa java daha dasha bhanja prashancha, then chara phaloscha. Those chara and phal have 3 rules. Okay. Chara phaloscha. So these are not really that important because they're specific only to the dhatu chara and dhatu phal. So visheshaniyamaha. Chara phala iti etayoho abhyasasya nuk agama bhavati. So chanchu typos here. Chanchuryate. Chanchuriti. Not only that, but we'll just finish it off. So ut parasyataha. Charaphaloho abhyasasya parasya ataha. Ukaro adesha bhavati. So chanchuryate. So this dhatu was char and became chanchuryate because this ukaraha, following the abhyasa, took the ukara adesha. Chanchuryate. So char and phal, they have these 3 operations. One is the nuk agamaha. that becomes chanchuryate, chanchuryate. Then gives ut parasyataha. So that following akaraha in the dhatu bhaga of the chara, that becomes ut. And then ticha. Takaradu pratyaya parataha chara phalayoho akarasya ukarasya bhavati. So this is nothing to do with really the young or young look. Talking about takari pratyaha. So he has stuck this one. So Panini has stuck one rule in here, which is the churtihi and all that, So this is not, look at what Kashika says. Young lukoho abhyasasya iti cha anuvartamanam api vachana samarthyat ihana abhisambhadyate. So even though we are in a section of abhyasaha, even though we're talking about young look, young luko iti vartamanam api vachana samarthyat na sambhavati. So it says takari pratya. So this one you can leave it out. Even though there are three rules here, 87, 88, 89, take only 87, 88. 89 which we don't need. So let's finish this one off also. Maybe while you're doing all this work, let's maybe do this one. We have only one more rule and then we are done with this. Okay, so let's find the form chanchuryate. Very special form. Dhatu char and dhatu phal take the nuk agamaha. Not only that, following that abhyasaha, that akara takes the ukara deshaha. So let's see what the dhatu vritti gives. He should give us the chara gatyasthaha. So chanchur, again here this should be the kautilya. So chanchuryate means he moves about in a zigzag manner. It may also be kriya samabhihare according to some grammarians. Could also be he moves about, repeatedly moves about, intensely moves about. So on page 188, 188. Let's see what he gives. And this time I will show that the online also, just to make sure you know what I'm looking at. Charagatyasthaha. Okay, chanchuryate. Lupa chada chara iti bhavagarhayam. Oh no, again I missed it out because bhavagarhayam eva. This is also in 3.124. I missed that one. I'm sorry. So when charaphaloshcha iti abhyasasya nuki ut parasyata iti utve tasya halaparatve halicha iti dirghaha. Okay. So let us see now. Let us go to the dhatu vritti and let me take you to dhatu char, see what I'm talking about. Okay. No, wrong page, I'm sorry. I need to go to this one. Okay. Dhatu char. Dhatu char. So char, gatyartha. Okay, char gatyartha. I'll find it for you here. Okay, chanchuryate, vavishchate. I think next page. Okay, chanchuryate. You see it here, chanchuryate. After finishing the sananda prakriya, he came to yangantam. After yangantam, he will take the other one, the nijjanta. So chanchuryate, lupa sada chara ityadina. Bhavagarhayam eva yang. So bhavagarhayam eva yang. So this yang, unfortunately, this is not going to come in the kriya samabhihare. So not kautilya either. This is a very special rule. So this first of all we had the kriya samabhihare yang. If you gatyartha we have this nityam kautilya. But then after that is special rule. Special rule says that this is only bhavagarhayam. So this 3.124. The list of dhatus, it can be used only in that means. So bhavagarhayam eva yang, in the sense of contempt. When that is used, when that action with it is contempt, in the sense of contempt in respect to the sense of the dhatu. Okay, let's look at that one. So we can do some chanchur. So we'll follow this one now. So let's look at first of all this 3.124. Only bhavagarhayam. So etebhya dhatubhya. Bhavagarhayam eva. So even dandayate in that can also be bhavagarhayam. So he burns in such that it's in a disgusting manner kind of. Lupa sada chara japa jabha daha krubhyo bhavagarhayam. Let's start with that. So anyway, this is not covered in our book. so it's okay. But 3124 again, let's take this dhatu char. So 3124, let's do a couple of steps here. So what we'll do is that let's do the abhyasaha. So we will have up to this point. Let's do it. Let's do the cha, then charya. Okay. So what have we done so far? We used 3.24 bhavagarhayam, and then we use sanyangoho to the abhyasaha. Then we do haladishesha. Finish all these first. Haladishesha. Okay. Now what do we have? We get, so let's follow from what Sayanacharya says after that. After that he's saying, iti bhavagarhayam evayam charaphaloscha iti abhyasasya nukhi. Charaphaloscha iti abhyasasya nukhi. See if you can get used to reading these kinds of books if you can, okay? This is too small for you? Okay, I think this is better, right? This is better, okay. Okay. Charapha, I hope you can see this now. Charaphaloscha iti abhyasasya nukhi. So try to learn to read these books if you can, particularly with the things which you've already done. If you can try to follow along a little bit, it'll be nice. The ultimate goal is to read the Kaumudi, Kashika, Dhatu Vritti, Bhashyam on your own. All we do in the class is hopefully get you to that point. You can read on your own. Tat paschat swayam kartum shakyate. Once you can do that, you can do on your own. You can read on your own. Charaphaloscha abhyasasya nukhi. So what is he saying now? He's saying that with the sutra which we just saw, that 7.4 charaphaloscha. It is abhyasasya nukhi means the sari saptami, nukhi krite. After nuk has been done. So nukhi is a saptami. Sati saptami means that after nuk agama has been done. So let's do the nuk agama. And this is anuswar upalakshanam nuk. So anuswar upalakshana. So we can make it now. Make it the make it like this. Make it chan chara. Chanchara. So this will be the 7480, I think it's 87, right? 7487 or 87, Charaphaloscha. So that's what he does next. The next thing that he does is that he says that utparasyataha iti utve. See how Sri Saptami has been used a couple of times. I hope you can understand that. He said nuki krite. Nuki krite sati. When nuk, after doing nuk, in English after, on that having been done, on the nuk agama being done, then ut parasyataha iti utve krite sati. Ut parasyataha, this 7488 we just saw, is the following akaraha, takes the ukaradeshaha. This akara over here, this is abhyasa. Following the abhyasa, this akara over here takes the ukaradeshaha. So now what do we get? We get the chur, churya. This is 7488. So that's one. And then finally he does one more operation. In fact, let's see if he does one more operation over there. And that operation that he's doing is that the halaptasya halaparat. This is the Anuji Sutram, right? Halicha. Halaparatve halicha iti dirghaha chanchuryate. So halicha. This is nothing to do with the young anta as such, but it is the halicha sutram which have a dhatu ending in a repha, followed by a hal. Followed by a hal. So 8277 is halicha. So vorupada dirgha ikaha halicha. If you have in the vakaranta athva rephanta dhatu, then the upadha ik takes dirgha, which is made like divyate. So divyati we have seen, of course. So halicha dirgha. So let's go through this one more time. So this is how you can hopefully read these books and you make it, so now make it, we can get these two forms again. Chanchur ya te atva parasavaranaha vapadantasya. Make it chanchur chur ya te. So this is halicha dirgha. Again, I put the te because you cannot go to Tripadi section unless you do the get the padam. So this was a special rule. Charaphaloscha, chara and phal dhatu. That will take the nuk agamaha. Then parasyataha ut parasyataha, which is a special rule. over here, and then also coming back here. This was a special rule here, dhatu da specifically mentioned in that rule. And then back here also I should highlight these. This is the Vartika 13485. Put that one here, highlight that one. And also highlight this Vartikam here, 7485 Vartikam. Nuk Agama is like an Anuswara basically. Agamaha. So what happened here? Okay. Now okay. So let's follow one more time and then we'll go to the book. So here we go. Okay. Chanchuryate lupasadachara ityadina bhavagarhayam eva yang natu kriya samabhihare. It's not kriya samabhihare, it can bhavagarhayam, and it is in a disgusting manner, which generates contempt. When the action is done, which generates contempt, then with contempt, then you get the yang. And then charaphaloscha abhyasasya nuki sati utparasyatah iti utve tasya halaparatve halicha iti dirghaha. So this was the 7487, 7488, 8277. That's the by the way, the next one he gives is the young look. The young look, how to tell between young and young look? The young look will take parasmapadam. Kasheshat kartari parasmapadam. So if it's not atmanipadam, you don't have the young pratyaya. And if it is young look, it better be parasmapadam. So remember that. It's also more important to remember. If it's young, it should be take only atmanipadam. If it's young look, it will be sheshat kartari parasmapadam. Okay, so that pretty much finishes this thing. Now, last tool for today, before we go to the book, is this 74. I think we left out 86, did we? 84. So the neek agamaha. So some specific dhatus take the neek agamaha. A couple of them are important in there. Let's look at that rule, and then that'll complete the, I think, the rule for today. 7484. Neek agamaha. What does it say? It says that vanchu, sramsu, dhvamsu, bhramsu, kasa, pata. Important dhatu. Pata, pada, skanda. Iti etesham abhyasasya nikagamo bhavati yangi yang lukicha. So very good habit. You can read these texts loudly, clearly, so you can understand, appreciate. So vanchu, sramsu, dhvamsu, bhramsu, kasa, pata, pada, skanda. Iti etesham abhyasasya neek agama bhavati. It's a neek agamaha. Of course, halancham, and then the adyantau takitau. So pat becomes pani patyate. Nothing special dhatu. Pat being the young, this time at 3122, is dhato rekacho halade ekacho halade kriyasam bihare yang tat paschat abhyasang yangoho haladi sheshaha. Tat paschat neek agamaha pani patyate, means he falls over and over again, or he falls, kind of crashes. So pani patyate. So our usual steps. So this one, I hope by now you've heard this a few times in this class, which is the dhato rekacho halade kriyasam bihare yang tat paschat neek agamaha. Neek agamaha is the neek vanchu, sramsu, dhamsu, bhramsu, kasa, pata, pada. Pata, pada, skandam. Of all these dhatus, I would think the pata and pada are the kind of important dhatus. So pani patyate, pani padyate. So pani padyate. Let's do that, and then we'll go to the book and we'll stop for today. So let us put the pani padyate. I just put, I think by now we know all the steps. So pani padyate. Pani padyate. So this one, we start with 3122, dhato rekacho halade kriyasam bihare yang sangyangoha haladish sheshaha. So one more time, please repeat, please finish off these rules, which are samanya niyamaha, the 7459, 60, 60, 62, 66, all those. Then only come to this section from 82 to 90 after you finish this one, okay? So haladish sheshaha tat paschat neek agamaha. Of course, adyanta takitau everywhere, adyanta takitau. So that completes, that's what we're looking at. So let me just finish our list also down here. So we got the nuk agamaha, by 7485, etc. So Leek Agama came by 90. The Nook Agama, which is basically the, of course, in the Nook Agama, it would have been, Upadesh Ajunanasike Thalankam. So Nook Agama, which is really a Anuswara Agama, put that by the Vartikam. Anuswaragamaha, Anuswaragamaha, Anuswaragamaha. So this is by the Vartikam. So this is coming by 7485 onwards, 85, etc. And then the last one was the Neek Agama, has really only one rule. So special, only the list of dhatus. The Neek only comes by those set of dhatus. The Neek Agamaha. So Neek Agamaha. And that came by 7484. These five. If you don't see one of these five, generally speaking, and maybe we should put here the this was the Guna Adesha. Guna Adesha, like Gita Leli Yase. May put Gita example here. So Gita was the 1130. 1130 in Gita. Gita 1130. 1130. Gita 1130. And then we got the Dirgha. Dirgha. If you Anunasikanta Dhatu, you get Dirgha. No, not Anunasikanta, sorry, not Anunasikanta. Dirgha comes. So if you're Akit, not Anunasikanta, sorry, excuse me, but if it's the Akit, so no Kit Agama. If Kit Agama is not there, then you get Dirgha. So Dirgha by 7483. So this one is if you have, the Ik is there in the Vyasa, and if there's no Kit Agama, then you get Dirgha. Reek Agama is a Rukara in the Dhatu. Nuk Agama comes if you have a Anunasikanta Dhatu and some others also by this. That Nuk Agama is an Anuswara. Anuswara is like Padanta Anuswara. Become Vikalpena Prasavarnaha. Neek Agama Vishesha Dhatubhya. Some dhatus which is, Pani Patyate, etc. So that is pretty much it. Now let us see in the book, and maybe we'll give you some homework for next time. So this section from 7482 to 7490, out of which one rule doesn't even apply for us right now. Spanini has put it there just for, because to get Anuvritti down. So this teacher doesn't apply for us at all. So forget teacher. Remaining you only have 8 rules, which is Guno Yang Lukoho, Dirgo Kitaha, Neek Vanchu, Samsu, Dhamsu, Brahmsu, Kasa, Pata, Pada, Pada, Skandam, Nugato Nunasikantasya, Japa, Japa, Daha, Dasha, Vanjapashancha. So this is the Nuk section. Then Charaphaloscha. Then Charaphala has one special rule. Utparasyataha. So Charaphaloscha was fine up to here. That's why you see why Pani split that. Yoga Vibhaga. The Vibhaga was done because you can get Anuvritti of Charaphaloscha. See, the general rule, you cannot split a compound and take part of the compound Anuvritti down. If it is a compound, generally, Sampurnasya Samasasya Anuvrittisyat. Generally speaking, okay. So that's why what Pani does is that he took Charaphaloscha out of it because he wants this Utparasyata to apply for Charaphaloscha only. So Charaphaloho. The teacher doesn't apply to us, then Rig is the Parasya. Okay. Let's go to the book, see what he has given. We can, let's see. Okay. Now the rule is reduplicated according to the general rules. Reduplicated according to the general rule, which means what? General rules means you have to apply the 7459 Rasaha, Kaladi Shesha, 7460. Then do, if need be, Chohakuhu. You have to do the Urat, Urandaparha. General rules. Deduplication takes Guna. So Rorudyate. So Rorudyate means that he cries over and over again. So intensity of Dhatu Rud. But there's an Ik in the Dhatu. So the Abhyasa becomes Rorudyate. Rorudyate. This is the trademark of Abhyasa is Rorudyate is the 7482. So let me just put these numbers. Rorudyate. Rorudya is 7482. This is Guno Yang Lukoho. That's the very first one. Rorudyate. Put this here. I know time running out for us, so let me just put this on the book now. So ro rudya ro rudyate is the guna yang luko, San 482. And then I think he has a form neniyate, I think. Neniyate. Neniyate. Doesn't have to be raswa or lagu. Any ik will take, so neniyate. So he takes over and over again. So neniyate. Neniyate. It's also in the book, San 482. So neniyate. Then comes the short I in reduplication is lengthened. Short I is lengthened. That's only when there is no kit coming in there. Because once that kit, when we say tam yate, tan yate, when you make it tan yate, the short I is there, but there is no dirgha. Because that once the nuk agama comes in tan yate, because the tan yate, what's happening is that the anunasikanta dhatu. So once you get the nuk agamaha by nugato anunasikanta, tat pascha dirgho na bhavati. Cannot do dirgha. Dirgho kitaha. Cannot do that dirgho kitaha. So dirgho kitaha, look at the vritti one more time. Dirgho kitaha. Make sure that, because once the nuk agama comes, he had to give an example of dirgho kitaha. It says akita iti kim yam yate. So dirgho abhyasasya, akita abhyasasya dirgha bhavati yangi langmukicha. Yate. Okay, so now this is the one which says, now why you say in the book he only says the akara ending in a lengthened, because with the ik, when you have the ik, this takes guna. The Pachatam guna is coming anywhere, 42. So the ik is already covered in the prior point. So that's why it says the akara is reduplicated, takes the lengthened. Only the nuk agama is not there, so tatapyate is dirgho kitaha. There's no reason for a nuk agama. It's not anasikanta. It's not in one of these rules, which is the japa jaba. So tap is not in any of these. So nuk nasti. Tasmat karanat abhyasasya dirgho bhavati, becomes dirgha. So tatapyate. 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 Tatapyate is 7,483. Tatapyate. Okay. And again, this, once you have these rules in front of you, then it's going to be straightforward. Tatapyate. The roots ending in an, and al. That I don't know why I put. Maybe change that. To change that, I'll make it phal. Okay? There's no vishay. So samanya vidhanana. So lakarantanam. So vidhanam nasti samanyena. Kevalam phal dhatoho eva nuk vihitaha. Abhyasa bhage yangi yang lukicha. So that al, please change that and make it phal. So roots ending in an, and the dhatu phal. So you duplicate their consonant and do not lengthen. So they said do not lengthen because that akiti is coming. Dirgho akiti. So dirgho kita. So what he's saying that akitaha, which is coming here, he's now putting that over here. So the dirgho kitaha. Sorry, not akiti, kitaha. Dirgho kitaha, shashti, dirgho kitaha. So that is putting in the book down here. Do not lengthen. So janjanyate. In fact, you know what? Let us. I don't want to rush through this right now. Let's do it in the next class. Let's take it from this home. Janjanyate. Let's take it for homework. Go to dhatu vritti for janjanyate and see what various forms you can get. Okay. So we'll start with janjanyate next time. Janjanyate. I'll go through the numbers again. I mean, we have covered all the rules. Okay. So all the rules, basically, I think all the rules that we need now have been covered for the young Prakriya. So I hope I didn't go too fast. But all the rules that we need for the young Prakriya, there are not that many, and we have covered them now. So next time we'll start with Dhatu Jan. Go to Dhatu Pashaha. Dhatu Vrittihi, and see what all he gives. Jangamyate we'll do next time. This Dhatu Gal, I think we can ignore this one, because this is only for Dhatu Phal. I don't know why he has given this one like that. I'll double check that. You can also. So Dhatu with the medial R, doesn't have to be medial, it can also be any R in the Dhatu. That's the Reek Agamaha, 7490. Nari Nrityate. Nari Nrityate, we need a Vartikam, we need a Sutram, this Nattam. Why Nattam doesn't happen, Nari Nrityate? That's homework for you also. Nari Nrityate, because of the Atkupani Vavaya P, Dhatu Nakarasya Nakaradeshasya. Kasman na bhavati. So that's 8-4-39. Nari nisyate. Could become chari krishyate. Again, this also will do next time. Nothing, no new rules. Chekriyate. First you get the ring. This is more confusing now. This is the ring. This is the ring adesha by 7-4-27. This is the ring adesha. After that, you can do the remaining verses. 7-4. Sorry, 7-4-20. This all we do next time in the class. 7-4-27. After that, we can do, once you do the ring, then because chekriyate, dhatu kru, chekriyate. So 7-4-27, let's find it, 7-4-27. So 27. So ring adesha. So I'll just use these numbers for next time. So 7-4-27, ring adesha. After that, we can do everything. Then we do the guna after that. Just liyate. And now he said, teacher like the passive. What does it mean like the passive? Because the passive is the yak sarvadhatuke yak, also yakaradi pratyaya, kit pratyaya, yakaradi. So that is why he can say yak yatha yak pratyaya karyam bhavati tatha atrapi bhavati. So we can get the 6-4-24. This is the Anilitam Hulupada Kiniti, 6-4-66, 6-1-16 Samprasanam, which you already saw today. 7-4-25, 27 next time. We already saw this one in Chechiyate. This one we see next time, not 28, because the 28 only is that ring shayag lingshu. So that's not 28 others. So practice maybe for homework. Look at 25, 27. We already saw 25 today. Look at 27. 28 doesn't apply. Now the next page, if you want to prepare for next time, is the okay. So this Sutam 8. This is wrong number. 8-4-39. This Nattam is not there. We already saw Dandayate. We already did Dandayate. We already did. And Chanchuryate is also a typo in the book. Please correct that. It should be Chanchuryate. Chanchuryate. So that is the typo in the book. Chanchuryate. In Pani Padyate, we already saw today. Okay. Next time what we will do is that once we do that, we will do these forms down here. The tatapyate, the lat lakaraha. So basically when you found the dhatu tatapya, the same thing that you do for like labhate, tatapyate, alabhata, atatapyata, nothing special. Then labhatam, tatapyatam. Then labheta, tatapyeta. Of course, when you have the pratyaya following, which has the sanya of ardhadhatukam in the idagamaha, because this is anekash dhatu now, the dhatu tatapya has the dhatu sanya by the sanadyanta dhatavaha, anekash dhatu, so in nishedana samavati in bhavatyeva. So you can get the, so ta is a typo in the book, please get the typo in the book, tatapishyate, and then tatapan chakre. Now this one will require another special rule. This tatapan chakre. We'll do it next time, because the tatapya. What happened to the yakara in tatapan? We're going to do all this next time. Just giving you guys like an old for next time, so don't worry. What happened to the yakara over here? What happened to yakara over here? So that sutram is a special rule which comes in 6.4. In 6.4, and I'm surprised I didn't put it down here. So maybe you can look at that for next time also. Look at the special rule in the, let's see, start what I do with that. Okay, let me see, 6.4, section of Ardha Dhatu, okay. So Yasya Halaha, okay. So look at 6.4.49. For this form he's given in the book here, Yasya Halaha, because you require this ya lopaha, require that ya lopaha. So put that 6.4.49, right after auto lopaha is 6.4.48. 6.4.49 is Yasya. So Tatapan Chakre. See if you need 6.4.49. And same thing there, Tatapi Shishta. Also the typo in the book, this typo in the book, Tatapi Shishta, Tatapi Shate. And here put 6.4.49. Let's stop with that, and we'll I think mostly finish this young Prakriya the next time. So only 2 classes. So hopefully for the rest of your life, if any time you have to look at the young and the Prayogaha, you can come to this class and the next class, and I hope you do a good job recording that, and we can always look at all the rules. So Ramo Rajamanistada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vaje Ramena Abhiyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramachada Sosmyaham Rame Chittalayastada Bhautame Bhora Mamamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranamadattuliyam Ramanama Varandane Shri Ramanama Varandana Om Namati.